Hey everybody, Matt Johnston here, and we're back with some updates on internships. It's that time of the year as my college-age daughter is applying for her internships, and I had a conversation today with a client about internships. So before we get started, I do want to remind everybody, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button that you see down there below. And then you can also hit the bell, which will tell you when we have new content available. Just as a reminder, we are working on a series of videos called Contracts in the Wild. We'll be releasing some new videos for that playlist shortly. So, as I mentioned at the opening of the video, my college-age daughter is applying for her summer internship programs, which is always an entertaining sort of thing because she also has a fellowship type job. But she's applying for jobs with internships with government agencies, nonprofits, things like that. And I got a question today from a client about compensation for interns. So I thought I would do a little bit of a sort of short video that talks about what the Department of Labor, the United States Department of Labor, looks at. One of the reasons why this question is coming up is that if a person is an intern, and the question is whether or not they're an intern versus an employee. An intern doesn't necessarily have to be paid minimum wage, and where a lot of places, particularly here in Maryland, the minimum wage is greater than $11 an hour. Paying a short-term employee can get kind of expensive, particularly if you're spending a lot of time educating the intern rather than getting sort of a return on your investment in terms of pay. So the Department of Labor has issued a test. I'm going to send a link that you'll see down in the show notes to this test. But essentially, here is the way the test works. It's 7 factors. It's a flexible test. No one of these factors is truly dispositive of what's going to happen, but it is things that are going to be considered if there is an issue. This test has been developed by courts of law over time, so it can be a little bit of a flexible and an unknown document, but we're going to work from there. So the first issue is the extent to which the intern and the employer clearly understand that there is no expectation of compensation. So if the employer says, we're going to pay you, then you're going to run into questions of whether or not that is an employee relationship or an internship relationship. So this usually involves the questions of stipends. Stipends are often paid for things like transportation, or a small stipend that often accompanies payment to sort of offset some expenses that the intern receives. In theory, those stipends are taxable income to the intern, so keep that in mind. The extent to which the internship provides training that would be similar to that which would be given in an educational environment. So the closer that the training or the tasking that an intern gets to what they would experience in an educational environment at their college or university or even potentially high school, that's going to look more internship-y. If they're doing work that is not that's not sort of academic focused or skills development focused, so making copies or running for coffee, while those sort of menial tasks are part of an educational sort of thing, this is how a workplace operates, you need to have a program, as an employer, you need to have a program put together that is going to deal with what is the intern going to learn, okay? Number 3 is the extent to which the internship is tied to the intern's formal education program by integrated coursework or the receipt of academic credit. This is a good test. If the intern is receiving academic credit for their time at the internship, then chances are it's an internship, and you can look at either not paying the intern or paying far less than minimum wage, providing just a stipend. So if you are going to be hiring interns, work with the intern and the intern's higher education institution and see if they're getting academic credit. Number 4, the extent to which the internship accommodates the intern's academic commitments. So if you have an internship during sort of a traditional semester, a fall or a spring semester, and they're working 40 hours a week, probably not looking like an internship. But if they're working, 3 hours on Monday morning and 4 hours on, Thursday afternoon, and the rest of the time they're in college, that's looking like an internship. Number 5 is the internship's duration. Is it a short-term sort of thing? A semester long, for example, is this, 10, 12, 13 weeks? That's what a typical semester looks like. If that's the case, then you're probably looking at an internship. If you're looking at something that's a year long, you're going to be dealing with some potential differences there, and you may want to make some adjustments. Number 6, the extent to which the intern's work complements rather than displaces the work of paid employees while providing a significant educational benefit to the intern. All right, so what does that mean? If you're hiring an intern, and even if they're getting academic credit, but they're essentially replacing an employee, you're looking more like an employee relationship. If you're looking more at a situation where the intern is working with, say, a team at your office, and they're working on things that provide them with the educational benefits, but also sort of supplements the team, then you're probably looking at an internship relationship. And number 7 is the extent to which the intern and the employer understand that the internship is conducted without entitlement to a paid job at the conclusion of the internship. So, in my academic career, when I went to law school, there are summer associateships that are often offered, sometimes at nonprofits, sometimes at for-profit firms, sometimes at government agencies. And often your second year, the associateship that you take after your second year of law school, is essentially a summer-long job interview. And traditionally, if you do well at your second year summer associateship, you're offered a job. Summer associates are paid, and that's not an internship. But if you as an employer are offering a paid job at the conclusion of the internship, basically you're getting free labor. Look, if you want to hire an employee. You have the ability to offer an employee a job, have a 90-day probationary period or shorter, in which you can terminate that employee with or without cause, with or without notice. And that's pretty standard. So don't do the internship as a job interview. Do it as an internship. Now, all of these things is sort of sums up this particular point. It really does depend on the facts of the situation. So please, please, please make sure that if you're not sure, consult counsel, make sure you understand what's going to be happening, and make sure you're structuring your internship so that it's an educational experience for the intern, and not just a way of having free or very, very low cost labor. We and the government tend to frown upon that. In the meantime, we are going to put a link to the Department of Labor's fact sheet on internships, and we'll also put a couple of links to some other resources that we have done in the past about this very topic. But generally, the more educational the internship is, the better off you're going to be in terms of whether it's an internship or an employee relationship. In the meantime, I again hope you'll subscribe down below and go out and watch some live soccer. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.